Welcome back. And Egypt, one of biggest economies and tourist destinations in Africa, has started its path to the economic recovery with the reconstruction of the new Suez Canal. This project is meant to transform several cities along the canal and importantly will create 1 million jobs over the years. The project aims to attract private investment to the area surrounding the canal, transforming several cities into a regional and hopefully global logistics hub. Investments have already been pledged by the companies in the maritime, infrastructure and tourism sectors to finance the urban transformation. And we'll be talking about this and more. We have our guest today, Dr. Arif Al-Dessouqi, Professor of Economics. Thank you so much, Dr. Arif, for joining us and welcome.
Thank you very much for this presentation, and I hope that we will be on the level of the top project. Nearly
hopefully
will be opened on August 6 at 2 o'clock afternoon, the time of the start of 6 October war against Israel. Now we are against many things, against the poor and many things, and we have to start by many points, just telegraph points. The first, we have to start by thanking Allah for securing and caring Egypt, and we have to remember our grandfathers who have drilled 192 kilometers from Port Said to Suez. This was the starting and original Suez Canal project. Now we are going to add 35 new kilometers, completely new drilled, and depthing 37 kilometers. The total sum is exactly 72 kilometers. The depth of the water in this 72 kilometers is near about 24 to 25 meter water depth. The depth of the bottom of the ship in this water, if this ship is one of the largest ships, 400,000 ton, will be 66 feet, and the remaining water depth till 24-25 meter is for safety. And we are now really in front of a completely new project added to the old Suez Canal, duplicating the number of ships crossing at least, or raised from 53 ship to 97 ship. The addition,
and also, sir, I believe that the timing that the vessels have in the water, it will be reduced instead of 11 hours to 3 hours. So this also is expected to double the revenue coming.
Much more. I will come to this point, because if we can speak about the economy of the project as a whole, the economy of the project starts from the shortening of the drilling time from 3 years to 1 year. This reduced the cost of drilling at least by 25 to 30% from the total cost. The drilling through 1 year gives us more benefit and net revenue through complete 2 years. Through complete 2 years. 1 year is enough to be equivalent to the cost of drilling, because the duplication of the income of the Suez Canal and increase from $5.3 million to $13.5 million, the difference is about $8.3 million. If we multiply by 7.8 fund per dollar, so it will be near equivalent to the cost of drilling of the project as a whole. And we have 2 years net profit from the 3 years. 1 year equivalent to the cost of drilling, and 1 year equivalent to net revenue. So the economy of the drilling is much more, and all the studies of the economy of the project, the shortening of the time, the shortest time of drilling, the cost of the working force in this project is now reduced to the minimum, and this from the point of view of the economy of the project. The income will be much more, because if we remember that the added ships from the highest weight.
Sir, sorry to jump in here, but speaking about the investment opportunities.
This is one of the economic points. The investment added on the two sides of the Suez Canal will be the logistic projects and the added new projects. It will be, I think, announced on August 6, some of these projects.
Yes.
But we can expect some of these projects in the east of Port Said and in Ismailia to the east. We have one of the main top projects in solar energy production or engineering, the manufacturing of the solar energy plates. This will add a new direction in the economy of...
And Dr. Arif, what kind of job opportunities is it going to offer? In which fields, maybe?
Many new fields will be added.
Like, for example,
logistic projects in the service of shipping, and this because you can speak about the big ships industry, the marine industry, and the most important thing added yesterday. The most important thing added yesterday is the announcement of the marine president room, or the marine representation, the international marine room, the international Lloyds, and so and so and so. All these added and announced a very important statement. Egypt as a whole, we are waiting, we were waiting for this announcement, because they announced that the channel as a whole, all over the start from Port Said to Suez, is safe and satisfying all the constraints of the international marine constraints, and this will add more and more revenue to the Suez Canal. Maybe will be increased from 5.3 to $15 million by this logistic service and added industry and added services all over the sides. And only...
Sir, also if you can tell us about the significance of this new Suez, if you can tell us more about the significance of the building of, or the dredging of this new Suez Canal that has been has been funded by Egyptians. If you can tell us about the significance of that.
This is one of the most important things. And it was from my side, I said that the cost of this festival will be paid from the Egyptian pockets, like the cost of the Suez Canal, to be a completely Egyptian project from the start of the price and the cost of drilling and the cost of the festival, not from other international companies, because it is a complete Egyptian project from 0 to 100. Enough to say this, and the revenue will be for the Egyptians. The net profit will be for the Egyptians. And we add more and more. This is the second project for the youth and for the young men in Egypt. When we were in 73, we have the youth were the firing troops and the troops who crossed the Suez Canal, and it was our win against Israel, our winning war against. Now this is the second crossing project for us, and for this reason, as I think that Mr. Sisi will start the festival opening at 2 o'clock afternoon, like the same time
So
starting
this would be the
of
significance.
6 October war.
Okay.
It is the second project, completely Egyptian project from 0 to 100.
And Dr. Arif, also, as we're told that the Suez Canal Authority had to hire machines to finish the work and the deadline. How important is this?
It is very important to us, and as I told you now, 6 October war, this is 6 August starting opening,
Yeah.
or the Suez Canal new added project. This is a second completely and pure Egyptian work. And I have to remember our grandfathers, and you have in the TV, we have to remember, and as I see they are remembering us by this, grandfathers who drilled the Suez Canal, and we remember Prince Ismail. Now we have 3 new princes, Mr. President Sisi, Mr. Marshal Mamish, Mr. General Kamil al-Wazir. We have to thank them, and Egypt, we have to thank them, and we have to thank all Egypt. We have to thank all Egypt. They paid and accepting to pay and repay for Egyptian project, and this is the spirit of the Egyptian and Egyptian youth to go to take their places. And for the youth, I have to add one statement. If you are asking your position, then you have to prepare yourself, unless you are going to the hell, unless prepared for this new position.
Also, sir, speaking about this project or the port, the new Suez Canal, what lessons can we learn from other successful ports? For instance, that like Jebel Ali in the United Arab Emirates. What can we learn from the experience, the successful, of course, experience of others?
This new project in Suez Canal, and the addition to the old project, give us the spirit of Egyptians, the real spirit of the Egyptians. If we want, the question is that, are we able to do, are we able to think in this? The answer from this project is that the Egyptians, when they are willing, they have and the capability to do. They have the chance, I have the task force, they have the youth. We are a country called a youth country because we have at least 50% from the whole number.
65.
53?
65%.
Yeah. I told at least 50.
Yeah.
At least 50 youth.
Mm-hmm.
So we are a young country, and we have the power. This power, just only if they are well trained and well prepared, they are able to cross to any position. They are able and capable to think and to execute. The most interesting lesson from this project is that if we are looking for the preparing of the project, or in scientific statements, the project planning, the project execution, the shortening of the execution time from 3 years to 1 year. All this, nobody can tell us that it is by chance. It is a stylized, computerized computation taking its position every minute, every step. The leadership in this project, if it will be in any project other, it will do many, and it will add more and more champions. The announcement yesterday of the Marine International Room mentioned this statement, that Egypt can do champions project, can do more and more. The youth, if we are really responsible about this,
Well,
the youth
Dr.
preparation.
Arif, just let me interrupt you and move to another point as well that we're also probably very interested in. Regard the ships have, the crews have over 1 million people, all the crews all over the ships. How can we create for them like short touristic programs so we can sort of benefit from the tourism aspect of the project?
About the tourism you
Yes.
mentioned.
And because you have large number of crews on the ships, so you
this
can
will
create
be
for them short
a
touristic programs.
secondary computational point of view from this project.
Yeah.
And a secondary project coming from this, because we remember that the waiting time of the ships will be diminished and minimized to
So we can sort of create short touristic.
time.
Yeah.
So we have to prepare the tourism companies
Yes.
for the quick service.
Yes.
For the quick service. You can take the 3 hours waiting if we are ready, the same income if they are staying 24 hours. And this will give us the shortest time to think and to prepare the tourist companies and the service for ships and so on, to prepare the logistic companies for services in this area to be ready to introduce the quick facilities, the quick service. All this will be a new added task for the Egyptian thinking and for the Ministry of Tourism to think about more and more, and to think about more and more for the quick transition for excess weights from the ships from Port Said to Suez and from Suez to Port Said, because we know that 95% at least from the international trade company can accept this invitation to come to cross the Suez Canal. I think that 95, our task and our share from this will be increased from 12% to at least 25 to 30% from the international trade. This will duplicate our income and our revenue from the Suez Canal, not only to 25, but maybe to 35 and more, if we are willing and working by the same spirit of the drilling of the Suez Canal and by the same spirit of 73 war.
Sir, a lot more also to talk about, but we're going to go to a short break, dear viewers. We're going to go to a short break, and then we'll be back to resume the remaining segments of Nile Cruise live on Nile TV International. Stay tuned, dear viewers.